The end is in sight for one of the British Army's most iconic vehicles, the Land Rover, with the UK Ministry of Defence putting out an industry request for a successor. While the British Army's Land Rover fleet is now far smaller than in its Cold War heyday, it remains one of the best-known military vehicles anywhere in the world, and its design, inspired by the World War II-era Willys Jeep, is a pioneer of the 4x4 off-road capable segment. A request for information, RFI, for the British Army's Light Mobility Vehicle, LMV, was issued today by the UK Ministry of Defence, starting the procurement process for a fleet of vehicles that will replace the last Land Rovers, as well as the Pinzgauer, an Austrian-designed high-mobility all-terrain utility vehicle. Both of these vehicles are intended to be withdrawn by 2030. Issued in the early stage of the program, an RFI essentially serves to gauge industry interest. It's unclear how many LMVs the Ministry of Defence is looking to buy, but in 2022 the ministry said that the British Armed Forces had a combined total of 7,837 Land Rovers and Pinzgauers, giving some idea of the scale of the requirement. Based on the RFI, the Ministry of Defence is looking for details of production, supply, and service support, and training for a future LMV, a wheeled utility platform that is one part of the broader Land Mobility Program, LMP. A potential for an off-the-shelf, OTS, solution is favored, to ensure that a proven design can be fielded rapidly and without significant investment in its development. Meanwhile, the broader LMP effort seeks to radically rationalize the British Army's fighting vehicle fleet, reducing the number of types of protected patrol and light utility vehicles in service from more than a dozen types now in use to just 3. These 3 new vehicle types will be procured under separate strands of LMP. Medium Protected Mobility Vehicle weighing less than 20 tons, a Light Protected Mobility, LPM, weighing less than 10 tons, and the aforementioned Light Mobility Vehicle at less than 3.5 tons. In each case, the Ministry of Defence wants to select designs that conform to Generic Vehicle Architecture, GVA, standards, a baseline that will allow continued spiral development across the service life of the vehicles. Other requirements include compliance with the Land Industrial Strategy, which calls for at least 60% of the work share to be handled by UK industry. In the fall of last year, the Ministry of Defence said that it wanted to start the tendering process for the Land Mobility Program by November 2025, and then select the chosen platforms by October 2026. A so-called minimum deployable capability is envisaged for before 2029.